and welcome to today's class. This is teacher Liz and today I'm going to tell you about comparatives and superlatives. So when do we use comparatives? Well, we use comparatives to compare two people, places, or things. One characteristic of sentences with comparative adjectives is that we use the word than in order to notice that we are making this comparison, okay? For example, I say some adverbs are worse than others. So what am I comparing here? Adverbs with other adverbs. And superlatives to compare more than two people, places, or things. Example, he is the tallest person in the class. So as I was telling you before, here in comparatives, we can find the word than in order to identify that we are talking about comparative adjectives. And here we are talking about superlatives. That's why we use the article the. He is the tallest person in the class. So I'm comparing this person with the rest of the class. Okay. Well, this is something very important when we use comparative and superlative adjectives, the spelling. Depending on how many syllables the adjective has and also the spelling of it, we will identify the way we are going to spell the adjectives in comparative and superlative forms, okay? Example, when we have one syllable adjectives, like these two, we just need to add er at the end of the adjective, and in the case of superlatives, we need to add est. Example, longer, shorter, the longest, and the shortest. Okay? But what if I have one syllable adjectives ending in vowel and consonant? Here we have two examples. As you can see, big and fat, both are one syllable adjectives, and both have the ending that I described here, a vowel and a consonant. So I have to write the consonant two times. Bigger, fatter. Comparative. The biggest, the fattest. Let me give you another example. The adjective wet, W-E-T, is one syllable adjective. It ends in vowel and consonant, so the comparative would be the wettest, superlative, W-E-T-T-E-S-T, and here it would be wetter, W-E-T-T-E-R. Okay? What happens if I have two syllables ending in Y? Lazy and funny. Look at the example. I continue with the ER ending, but instead of having Y, I have to use I. Lazier, funnier. The laziest, the funniest. Okay, two or more syllables, important, boring. Okay, what do I have to do? As you can see in this case, I cannot use the ending ER or the ending EST anymore. I have to add the word more for comparative and the most for superlatives because now my adjective is two or more syllables. Okay? So I would say more important, more boring, the most important, the most boring. And in order to finish with all of this, we also have irregular adjectives. What happens with them? Well, the spelling changes completely. Bad, good, far. Worse, better, farther, or further. The worst, the best, the farthest, the furthest. So you have to be very careful when you are using adjectives in comparative and superlative forms. But here you have this chart that can help you a lot when deciding like what type of spelling to use, etc., etc. Let's continue. Okay. What if I don't want to say that something is more than another thing, but I want to say less? Less is the opposite of more. For example, watching tennis is less popular than watching football. And I use as when I want to say that the things are the same. Well, the things I'm talking about are the same. Like one thing isn't better than the other one. They are just the same. European films are as good as American films. Okay. What about too? We say that something is excessive with a negative meaning. We use to in order to express this. This story is too confusing. Enough. We say that something is sufficient. He is old enough to vote. Something important here that you have to identify is that if I need to use the word to, I need to put it before my adjective. And if I'm going to use the word enough, I need to put it after my adjective. Okay? Well, that's it. If you have any questions, here we have, here you have our emails. Thank you for your attention and have a lovely day. See you.